The 50-yard line for the
Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Ray Patterson Stadium on the campus of Thompson Valley High School in Loveland. It's another North Valley League clash as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Thompson Valley Eagles along with Brian Nickell. I'm John Beltran, our sound engineer and producer, and our internet coordinator there is Herrick Curtis. Of course, he will post the replay of this game online. You can always follow us on Twitter at B106 as well as our B106 Facebook page and 1010 KSIR Sports on Twitter and Facebook as well as part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian, let's not waste any time. Let's look at your Nickell package, the 5 keys to the Mustangs in winning this game and generating their 4th consecutive win.
Well, the first one I have on is start on the defensive side of the ball. Any of the videos that I saw that quarterback likes to roll out, so they need the defensive ends, need to keep him contained, keep him within the pocket. Defensively, you don't want to give up any big plays to Thompson Valley. Let them, if they're going to have it, make them take some time off the clock and maybe get some pressure on that quarterback also. Offensively, I'd like to see them on their first possession if they go down the field and score, whether they get it after the kickoff or if they get the opening kickoff or get it from a punt. But take it down the field and see if they can get some points on the board to start right off with. And then offensively, maybe some ball control like they've been doing here in the past couple of weeks. They've also been putting the pass in also. They've been doing a nice mixture of that. But control the ball, put some points on the board. And defensively, special teams like they did last week, that's what got the whole ball rolling last week was the punt return by Jacob Ortega. That got the scoring going, and then it just snowballed from there. The offense took off, and they won it big last week. Yeah,
that was a 65-yard punt return against Northridge, and they won that game 49-14. That was 9 days ago. The Mustangs haven't played in quite a while. They are 2-0 in the North Valley, 5-2 overall. And Thompson Valley 1-1 in league play, 3-4 in the season. But, Brian, a much improved team from what we saw 2 years ago when they were so young. And Fort Morgan got the better of them big time here at Ray Patterson.
Yeah, that was they've matured as a team. Thompson Valley, they're, like you said, not as they're more experienced than they were a couple years ago when we were up here. And but the Fort Morgan Mustangs, I think they're finally finding their stride. I think everybody's healthy. We did see Eddie DePriest not suited up today, but Frankie Ortega, David Serenata in there, Briggs Wheatley at the quarterback, and just the way they played last week. I know that they weren't a strong opponent last week, but that's what you have to do with a weak opponent. You need to go out and put them away and get that running clock.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Right.
As well. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush in Fort Morgan. Trey Kreckemeyer is back deep to receive for Thompson Valley at the 10. Dressed in their home golds with the white pants, and the Mustangs in all white with the black helmets. And to kick it off for the Mustangs is Adam Cardona. Fort Morgan has not lost since that close game. In fact, a couple of close games. One against Conifer, 35-28, and that was the last time they played on a Saturday afternoon. Hopefully that's not a bad omen. And they picked up their first road win last week. Line drive kickoff towards the sideline, fielded by one of the upmen at the 11, along the left sideline to the 20, and down at the 25. That's Ethan Charles, a sophomore, with the return. That's where Thompson Valley will begin their opening drive of the game. Fort Morgan has dominated this series. In fact, since they were both becoming part of this particular league, Mustangs have won these games handily. As Thompson Valley will line up on the left hash mark, Tyson Bokert is the quarterback for Thompson Valley. He is a senior at 6'1", 175. He will line up in the shotgun with Jason Schaefer, the junior running back, to his right. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. On 1st and 10, a 5-step drop. The lefty throws underneath, incomplete to his right. And that was intended for Schaefer, covered there by Cale Langford. And we know this team's going to throw quite a bit. The stats not available online at Max Preps, but they do like to throw. Based on what I saw 2 years ago when my son was playing freshman football here, and Thompson Valley put it to Fort Morgan then. 2nd down and 10 at the 25. Kreckemeyer is the receiver to the outside of Alex Kahn, the junior on the inside. 1 to the left. And here's a give up the middle. That's a short gain to about the 17. And that should be Schaefer before he's stacked up there by Juan Chavez. Amongst others, also in on the play for Fort Morgan, Miko Yanez. Gain of 3 officially. 3rd down and 7 to go. And they don't waste any time, Brian. They're right back up to the line of scrimmage.
No, they know what they're wanting to do.
2 receivers split out to the left. Kreckemeyer to the right, out of the shotgun. Running back to the left of the quarterback, Bokert. And he's going to roll out to his left. The lefty looking to throw. Pressured backside along the sideline. Pass is tipped incomplete. Caden Edson on the coverage at the 39-yard line. The intended receiver was Alex Kahn. And Thompson Valley's going to go 3 and out. And the Mustangs off to a good start defensively. This is exactly one of the 5 points you made with the nickel package.
Yeah, he did roll out to his left, but Nick Norris was right on his tail, and he threw it downfield, but covered well downfield, and no chance for the reception.
Let's see if that's Caleb Burton. Not sure who the punter is. Trying to get that second number. Heavy rush. He gets it off along the sideline. Bounces at the 46. Takes a nice Thompson Valley roll. And the Mustangs will be backed up a bit, but not much.
38-yard line.
And it'll be at the 38. So a punt of 34 yards with no return.
Mustangs ball first and
that was Caleb Burton on the punt. Let's see what Fort Morgan does on their opening drive. And they've had some not huge plays, but I think the biggest play of the season on offense might have been that 63-yard run by Briggs Wheatley on a Saturday.
Right.
Frankie Ortega has been a solid running back, only a sophomore. Jacob Ortega and Malachi Yanez are the receivers out to the right. Cardona, the tight end, to the left. 1st and 10 from the 38. There's the give to Frankie Ortega. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but then is able to barrel his way to the 40-yard line for a gain of 2. Excellent penetration over there by Mason Derenberger, a junior. 2nd down and 8 to go for Fort Morgan, right up to the line of scrimmage, but it's a no-huddle offense. The backs in an eye on 2nd and 8 from the 40. And Wheatley's going to roll out to his right. He's got protection, throws underneath. The pass is going to be dropped by Ernie Sandoval at the 45-yard line. Ernie's got very good hands, but that time did not pull the football in. 3rd down and 8 to go for Fort Morgan. Got to make those catches, Brian, especially trying to establish the momentum early.
Right, yeah, and I think he let it get into his body. He didn't use his hands. It kind of bounced off of his pads. But, yeah, he's usually pretty reliable, and that would have been a nice gain.
Trips to the right. Leo Luna's in on this set. 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs at their own 40-yard line. 1 receiver out to the left. So they've got this spread out. Briggs Wheatley out of the gun. 2-step drop. Looks, throws, and that pass is going to be tipped and incomplete. A little slant there to Adam Cardona at the 48-yard line, but it was a high throw, and he was well defended. And the Mustangs abandoned the run game after that first 2-yarder by Frankie Ortega, and they're going to have to punt here. So we have had a possession by each team, and we played just over a minute and a half of this opening quarter.
Yeah, on that second play, on the incomplete pass, when Briggs rolled out to his right, he was wide open. He could have run it downfield. So I think maybe the running game will be there outside.
Frankie Ortega at his own 25, waiting to punt. Perfect snap, and he gets that off. That's a gorgeous end-over-end punt. Fair catch called by Kreckemeyer at the 14-yard line. That's a 46-yard punt. And keep in mind, Brian, when you calculate punt yardage, it's not from where the ball is punted. It's from the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So that went from Ortega's foot about 55, 56 yards. And I knew you knew that already, just for the benefit of the listeners. 1st and 10 for Thompson Valley at their own 15. And remember, it wasn't the offense last week that really generated the momentum. As you mentioned, special teams and interceptions by Fernando Marquez and Jacob Ortega that set up the offense. 1st and 10 from the 15. Out of the gun is Bokert. He's going to option left. He'll take off with a football, running out of sideline, and in fact, he's taken down from behind. Nope, that was not Nick Norris. That was Gabe Vickers instead, the junior. And it's a loss. Well, that's a great play by the junior. A loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Nice play by Gabe Vickers. It's a lot of speed he showed there as well.
Yeah.
From the 14, second down and 11. This one's out of the pistol. And there was movement there. Was that Nick Norris? And it was the left defensive end. He came way across, never looked at the football. He went strictly on the count. And, yeah, he's going to be taken out of the game here for at least one play in favor of Jake Redding. Yeah, the Mustang coaches don't tolerate that, Brian.
No, and they shouldn't. I mean, that's
not this late in the season either.
That's uncalled for.
Second down and 6 to go at the 19 for Thompson Valley. Trips to the right. Passing situation, it looks like, with a running back to his right. Back to throw. Now stepping up into the pocket and going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. And a sack, actually. K.O. Langford, a yard behind the line of scrimmage, is able to throw down the quarterback, Tyson Bokert. Third down and 7. Well, Langford started with that type of play in his sophomore year. Had those 2 sacks against Lutheran early on in the season.
Yeah, and the defensive ends did their job. They kept him in the pocket, and he had to go up the middle, and then he found K.O. Langford in his way.
Third down, 7 yards to go for Thompson Valley at their own 18-yard line. No score in the opening quarter. Again from the pistol. 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. With 1 setback, Bokert, the left-hander, awaiting the snap, and now we've got a whistle, and a timeout is called by Thompson Valley with 9:20 to go in the first quarter. Here from Ray Patterson Stadium in Loveland. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. Our colleague Kevin Rohde will be with us next week for the regular season home finale when the Mustangs take on Niwot on senior night, and they'll close out the regular season more than likely for the North Valley League Championship in 13 days in Erie against the Tigers, which beat Roosevelt last night 45-35. So now it's the Erie Fort Morgan show.
Yep.
Erie's at 3-0 in league play, and the Mustangs at 2-0.
Yeah, they should go 3-0 today and take care of Niwot next week. And you don't want to overlook anybody, of course, and then look for Erie in a couple of weeks.
Third down and 8 to go. Back to throw is Bokert. Backside pressure deep up the middle. It is caught at the 39 and a first down to the 44. Fernando Marquez makes the tackle.
That's out to the 44-yard line.
Well, that's an excellent play there. And the pass was caught at the 44 by Andrew Wiersma, and it's a gain, make it the 45, a gain of 28.
Yeah, it was just a slant across the downfield, and he found him open. He got behind the receiver.
That's a beautiful pass.
Yep.
First and 10, Thompson Valley at their own 45. From the pistol formation, Bokert looking over to the sidelines, very similar to what Fort Morgan does. They get up to the line of scrimmage, and then they motion over towards their own sideline. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Still awaiting the snap is Bokert, 5 yards behind center, option right. He'll pitch it right and hit in the backfield for a loss and thrown out of bounds there. Chris Schneider ran Schaefer out of bounds for a loss of 1. Yeah, he threw it at the last possible second. I don't know. How did they give him the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that was definitely back at the 45, no gain. But that's a generous spot, second down and 10. Christopher Schneider read that extremely well for the Mustangs. 8:34 to go in the opening quarter. This is Thompson Valley's second possession. Trips to the right on the short side of the field. 1 to the left. I mean, the really short side of the field. On second down and 10. Bokert again with a long count. Has the football. 3-step drop, slant, incomplete off the left hand of Trey Kreckemeyer. It was a low throw at the 45-yard line. Third down and 10. Yeah, Tucker McGinnis is the, if I have the right number there, the freshman center.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pass. He was open coming across there, but it's tough to catch those at your ankles.
Third and 10 to go for Thompson Valley at their own 45. Again, trips to the right on the short side. Fort Morgan's got to watch out. There's been, since the Norris penalty, there's 2 other Mustangs that have flinched, and they're not watching that football. But they have not been offsides. From the 45, running back to the left of the quarterback, Boker is going to roll out to his left. Pressure's coming backside. Nick Norris is going to throw him down. And then he tried to get rid of the football. He underhanded the football. That's going to be intentional grounding. That should just go as a sack right there. I mean, it's definitely intentional grounding, but
Nick Norris got rid of his intentional grounding.
Well, and the official gave the wrong signal. That's not the signal there for intentional grounding. That's a signal for throwing the ball beyond when the quarterback is beyond the line of scrimmage. See how he's doing that? That's not the right signal. Intentional grounding is a different signal. It's a loss of down. So we'll put that down as a 13-yard sack. And then the penalty back to they're going to give it all the way back to the 24. Caleb Burton will punt for Thompson Valley. Nice rush there. A fluttering punt. Fair catch. Jacob Ortega at his own 39. So the punt goes for 37 yards, and that's where the Mustangs have their second possession. 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. And Fort Morgan and Thompson Valley are scoreless, but I'm going to tell you right now, Brian, they're going to stick with the run here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's their strength, is their run.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised after the first play they threw it twice. Not that they haven't been successful at that, but you can establish the early momentum with a run. The Mustangs are the better team. 1st and 10. The official spot is now the 38-yard line. From the pistol formation, low snap, handoff to David Sadinana, cuts it back to the inside of the 45. He skips over a defender, and it's a first down near midfield for David Sadinana, the senior running back, with some nifty moves. It's a gain of 12 and a first down for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, it was nice. He started out to his right and then cut it back in for an opening there and made a nice gain.
Well, they keep the running backs fresh, this time out of the shotgun, with two receivers out to the right. Briggs Wheatley awaits the snap. He'll hand it off on the left side, and that's Sadinana again. And he's got a hole across the 45 to the 44 before he's upended right there for the gain of 6 yards in the play. The Thompson Valley tackler was Quinn Kish, a senior, at 6'1", 208, but Sadinana with two nice carries so far. 2nd down and 4 to go for Fort Morgan. He's got 18 yards on those carries.
Yeah, I think the run's going to be their bread and butter today.
Sadinana still in the backfield from the pistol. At the Thompson Valley 44, play action. Wheatley rolls out to his right. Now he's going to take off with a football stutter step. He doesn't have much, and he's going to get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but still driving to the 41. That was all Briggs Wheatley there, Brian. He had no running room, and instead of being thrown down at the line of scrimmage, he picked up 3 yards, and it's a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that was all Briggs. He decided to tuck it and run. He was hit about just behind the line of scrimmage, and then he just drove on down to gain another 3 yards.
But you know what? It looks like he took a pounding there because he's clutching some part of his body. So he's got to be careful. You know, is it worth the 3 yards? He's going to line up under center right now. 3rd and 1 from the 41. Baxton and I, handoff, first down, K.O. Langford. He's still on his feet across the 35. And the junior gets to the 32. It's a gain of 9 for K.O. Langford. Mustangs race up to the line of scrimmage, almost like in a 2-minute drill. 6:12 to go in the first quarter. No score. This is Fort Morgan's second possession. Thompson Valley trying to get off the field. They could not. And there's the handoff on the right side. That's Langford again, stutter stepping and cutting it back to the inside to the 28-yard line before he's upended. It was a Thompson Valley player still getting off the field, but no flag thrown. And it's 2nd down and 6 to go. Langford with a second consecutive carry now at the 28-yard line. Well, you think time is running down in the game, Brian, because they're right up there. But now they're taking their time. They're up to the line of scrimmage, but facing their respective sideline. Now out of the gun is Briggs Wheatley on 2nd down. Back to throw, looking deep over the middle. Ortega's there, incomplete. Oh, he was wide open, 2 steps beyond the defender, and Wheatley missed him. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, he just needed to put a little touch on that. He threw that bullet right over the head of Ortega, and he was open. If he had just lofted that just a little bit, he'd have had it for the touchdown.
Yeah, that would have gone for 28 yards. 3rd down and 6 to go from the 28. Could be a running situation, not necessarily the pass here for Fort Morgan, as the coach is signaling the play. Sadinana is now in the backfield. And on 3rd down and 6, man in motion is Ortega. And they're going to give it right up the – no, that's Wheatley taking the football, and he's near the 1st down marker. Boy, right up the gut before he was hit at that first down marker by Chase Englehart. And they might have to measure here.
Timeout by Thompson Valley.
Well, they got to the 22. It's a gain of 6.
Looks like it's just going to be short.
Chick-fil-A time.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to measure, but it's just shy of the 22-yard line.
They're going to measure.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
It's close over there, but yeah, Briggs Wheatley just took it himself. Had the fake handoff to Jacob Ortega coming across. And then Briggs just took it for almost a first down. Looks like it might be just a little short.
Yeah, this could be a simple quarterback sneak.
Right.
Something very, very conventional.
Yeah, it's just going to be just short. So it'll bring up a fourth and
the length of a football.
Fourth and short for the Mustangs. Pick up that first down.
This is their second drive, and they've done a nice job on this one. It started back at their own 38-yard line. They're at the 22, so they've traveled 40 yards and just need a little bit more to keep the drive going.
Taking 3 minutes off the clock.
Here is Briggs Wheatley under center. 4th and inches, quarterback keeper. That's an easy first down. Oh, he's carrying defenders across the 20. Maybe to the 18. That's a 4-yard quarterback sneak for Briggs Wheatley.
Yeah, it was a nice job by the offensive line. He won that battle there up front, knocking that defensive line back. And then Briggs just drives it on up in there.
And I know they want to get the passing game going, Brian, but again, the running game has flourished here. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs in the red zone at the 18-yard line of Thompson Valley. Back to throw, pressure coming into the end zone. Ortega's out there. Touchdown! Touchdown! Just inside the right pylon, Jacob Ortega, 18 yards out on that pass from Briggs Wheatley. And the Mustangs are on the board in the first quarter. Fort Morgan 6, Thompson Valley nothing.
Yeah, that was nice. Jacob got behind the defense over there in the right corner, and Briggs just got rid of it in time before he was hit.
Looks like a swinging gate here for the Mustangs. Edson is out there. Yeah, the entire line to the left. Edson, the ball's off his hand. He's going to have to fall on it. He's going to be hit hard, and the ball is loose. It'll be pounced upon at the 24-yard line by Cale Langford, so the Mustangs elected not to kick the extra point. That play was a disaster. 4:36 to go in the first quarter. Fort Morgan 6, Thompson Valley nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian, let's recap the drive here with the Mustangs getting on the board in their second drive of the game.
Yeah, they started that at their own 38-yard line. Took 3 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock. An 18-yard pass to Jacob Ortega, and the PAT was no good to put the Mustangs up 6-0 here with 4:36 left in the first.
Cardona to kick it off along the right side, fielded at the 8-yard line to the 10. Stutter stepping to the 15 along the left side of the 21. That's an excellent open field tackle there by Noah Lopez on the return by Ethan Charles. And again, Thompson Valley backed up at their 21-yard line. We should mention that the temperature now is in the 60s. Let's see if we get an exact temperature here in Loveland, but a glorious afternoon. The official temperature right now, Brian, 70 degrees in Loveland.
Beautiful day.
You're not struggling, are you?
I'm not. I think I'm doing good. I might have to take the coat off here pretty quick.
I'm with you right there. At the 21, the first Mustang score of the game. Here on this Saturday afternoon. Brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out. 1st and 10 for Thompson Valley. Trips to the right. Out of the gun is the left-handed quarterback Tyson Bokert. One receiver out to the left. And a quick drop. The throw out to the right is complete underneath and breaking a tackle. And Cale Langford now making the hit at the 28 on the receiver there, Alex Kahn. Nice throw there by Tyson Bokert. The gain is 9 yards in the play, 8 yards in the play, 2nd down and 2. Oh, boy. Coach Langford not happy out there. You can hear him from here. Watch the ball. He's not going to tolerate lack of fundamentals.
No.
Because what happened there, Fort Morgan got off the ball very slowly. I think they were sometimes the count and the snap do not match. So in other words, you might have.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It might be a little bit off. Bokert again back to throw. Lofts it left side, and that's going to be intercepted. And going the other way is Fernando Marquez. An easy touchdown, 29 yards away. And Fort Morgan now leads 12-0. A pick six for the sophomore Fernando Marquez.
Yeah, he saw that coming. He read that play. He was behind the defense, and he threw that out on the left out there, and he just came up and picked that without any problem, took it into the end zone. Beautiful.
Again, defense created offense last week, and this time the defense scored. It will be a point after touchdown by Adam Cardona. Yeah, that was a pass. He lofted it towards the left sideline in front of the Fort Morgan sideline, and boy, Marquez read it beautifully. Extra point by Cardona off the hold of Edson. That one is up. That one looks pretty good from here, and it is. 3:38 to go first quarter. 30-second break in Loveland. It's Fort Morgan 13, Thompson Valley nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs now with a lead of 13-0 on Thompson Valley. The kickoff by Cardona is a short one. It'll bounce at the 18-yard line. It's loose, and then going out of bounds is Charles towards the 10 or the 11-yard line. That was almost better than a deeper kickoff, Brian.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good. He hit it a couple of times and finally chased it out of bounds, but he had to go after it. It didn't look like it was going to go out of bounds to start with, but I think he directed it that way once he hit it.
So Thompson Valley's backed up to the 11, just shy of the 11. So this is looking really good for Fort Morgan. Again, off to a quick start last week. It was a 21-0 lead after one. And this is a give on the left side and spinning across the 15 to the 16. Let's see if that's Charles this time. Let's see who got that football. I don't think that was Jason Schaefer. No, it was Schaefer. My bad. Yeah, it gets to the 17. In fact, it's a gain of 6 for Schaefer. Second down and 4 to go quickly up to the line of scrimmage from the pistol. And here's Schaefer again, stutter stepping, and he runs into Nick Norris. That's not a good idea because Norris is going to grab him near the top of the others like Chris Schneider and others assisting on the play, including Juan Chavez. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Third down and 4 to go for Thompson Valley. 2 receivers split each side. 2:23 to go first quarter. Fort Morgan leads by a baker's dozen from the pistol formation. Tyson Bokert now looking over towards the sideline. When Fort Morgan beat them 2 years ago, they got the game to a running clock. On third down and 4 to go from their own 17. Bokert, quick drop, lofts it out to his left. Complete first down to the 22. Trey Kreckemeyer right in front of Fernando Marquez, who just took it back the other way, makes the catch.
First down.
And Bokert, so far in the game, is 3 out of 7. With a pick for 41 yards from the 22. Pistol formation, and the receiver Kreckemeyer took a step towards the line of scrimmage. So that's a false start now, a 1st and 15.
Can't shoot yourself in the foot there when you're having a tough day anyway.
Thompson Valley, 1st and 15.
At their 17-yard line. Yeah, especially when you're down and you're the underdog. 2 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Awaiting the snap is Bokert. High snap off his hand. He hands it off to Schaefer, but that plays a little bit of a mess, even though he's able to get to the 20-yard line. That's a nice job by the running back. Big hit there by Vickers. A huge hit by Gabe Vickers, his second big one of the game. Second down and 12 to go. Schaefer's been busy. 5th carry now for 11 yards. From their own 20-yard line, 1:07 to go first quarter. Fort Morgan 13, Thompson Valley nothing. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Schaefer the lone setback. Now we got 55 seconds to go, taking a while to get the snap off. Now Bokert has it, play action, throws out to his right, and it's incomplete. That is incomplete. That was not a complete pass. The Mustangs are saying it was caught and it was recovered by Chris Schneider, but it was not caught there by Ronan Bittner, the freshman. Third down And 12 to go. Nice stick at the point of nearly the reception there for Thompson Valley. But instead, 3rd down and 12 from their own 20.
Yeah, Jacob Ortega hit him right when about the time he caught the ball. If he'd let him take a step and then hit him, maybe could have jarred it loose and then been a fumble, but just not enough possession time.
From the pistol on 3rd down and 12 from the 20. Again, Bokert with a running back now to his right. Has the football. Looking, pumping, throwing it out there, and it's incomplete to his right. Intended underneath for Caleb Burton at the 25-yard line. Brian, they've already thrown 9 passes here in the opening quarter. It's going to be a long game the way this one's going, unless the Mustangs get this to a running clock.
Right, and they can get it that way on this next possession. Should get fairly decent field position. He's going to be kicking from about his 8-yard line, maybe his 10.
And that's Burton again, and now do we have a stoppage? But did somebody call a timeout? And maybe it was Fort Morgan. But they're bringing on new personnel.
Right.
Fort Morgan has the ball. Did they do something there? That should have been 4th down and 12. How did Fort Morgan take over the ball there?
I have no idea.
I've never seen that. It was 4th and 12, and it's like the punt never took place, and now
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Thompson Valley's wondering what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the head coach, Chris Tedford, is wondering, that was not a 4th down play. How did they mess that up that badly?
No.
I mean, that was not a turnover on downs. Thompson Valley should be punting. I mean, there's 5 officials out there. It was clearly a 3rd and 12 on the incompletion. That should be Thompson Valley punting. Fort Morgan was out there defensively on special teams. Thompson Valley was out there on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that doesn't make any.
I can't believe 5 officials. Well, 4 converging right now. That's got to be Thompson Valley punting. And all that does is delay the game here with 39 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan's got an 18-yard touchdown pass from Briggs Wheatley to Jacob Ortega and a 29-yard interception returned by Fernando Marquez. Well, Chris Tedford, the head coach, had to say something. I mean, we saw the 5th down back about 30 years ago with Colorado and Missouri. You still wonder how that was all screwed up, considering that's a Division I college football game, and without that play, Colorado doesn't win the national championship that year. So that's a much bigger atmosphere than this game. I mean, it's still an important high school football game, but I can't believe it's taken this long. How did they mess this up this badly where they're having a conversation that has gone on now for about 2 minutes?
They need to go over and talk to Bob Doran, the statistician for Fort Morgan. Then he'd let them know if it's 4th down or what it is. They ask us. We know what it was. We're keeping track of it.
Well, there was a penalty. I mean, there was a penalty to begin, so it was not a 2nd and 15. It was a 1st and 15.
Yep.
And the official's still unsure. And now, because they moved the yard markers, everything is all messed up. That should be
a 4th and 12 from the 20.
Correct. Yeah, going from left to right from our vantage point, as opposed to Fort Morgan having it at Thompson Valley's 20. And the offense is still out there along the sideline for Fort Morgan. But let's see if these officials make a decision to the contrary. But I'm sorry, this is an absurd mistake. An absurd mistake. How 5 officials, and I realize that maybe not all 5 are in charge of making sure what down it is, unless there's something that happened. But Brian, you and I didn't see anything.
No, I don't. They're leaving it at.
Yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. Unless they're saying that on that 4th and 12, maybe there's some movement of the ball. I mean, I didn't see anything when they were in punt formation and the ball moved. But nonetheless, Fort Morgan's got it at the Thompson Valley 20. Yeah, Chris Tedford is not happy that Thompson Valley head coach. I don't blame him because I don't understand what happened. Snap to Wheatley, back to throw, looking to his left, lofts it. Open there is nearly intercepted. Ortega was open momentarily, but then closing the gap was Alex Kahn, and he made that catch. He's going to go about 80 yards the other way. 2nd down and 10, and Wheatley delivered that way too late.
Yeah. He needed to lead him downfield a little bit more. That was underthrown.
Yeah, that was a wheel route out of the backfield on the left side, and in fact, he was the only Mustang out there, but there were 2 defenders Let's see if this is a run. Wheatley's going to hand it off and nothing doing. That's a big-time loss for Frankie Ortega at the 22-yard line. He was thrown down like a rag doll. And there were two defenders there for Thompson Valley, including Sage Gavin, a junior, at 6'2", 270. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from the 22. If I'm Fort Morgan, I wait until the quarter expires, and in fact it's going to expire. We played 12 minutes here in the opening quarter with the score Fort Morgan 13, Thompson Valley nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with Brian Nickell, I'm John Beltran. Eric Curtis, our sound engineer and producer. The Mustangs lead Thompson Valley 13-0 going into the second quarter from Ray Patterson Stadium in Loveland. 18-yard touchdown pass from Briggs Wheatley to Jacob Ortega, and a 29-yard interception return by Fernando Marquez. But Fort Morgan now faced with a 3rd down and 12 at the Thompson Valley 22 after a phantom turnover on downs. Under center, Baxton and I. The deep back is Frankie Ortega. Wheatley, play action, rolls to his left, backside pressure. Defender falls down, takes off with the football to the 15, to the sideline to the 10. He spins to the 5, and now he's down inside the 5 to the 3 and took a shot there. But Briggs Wheatley saw the opening. 1st and goal for Fort Morgan. What a run by the sophomore.
That's one thing he can do. He'll pull it down and he'll run when he sees an opening, and he did there.
It's a gain of 19. Wheatley now with 4 carries for 32 yards. And now I think we know what's going to happen here. Frankie Ortega's in that backfield. If it was at the 1, maybe Ernie Sandoval, perhaps the 2. However, he's 4 yards behind center. Wheatley, handoff, Frankie, touchdown off of right guard. And then he's thrown down in the end zone after scoring, and the Mustangs now lead 19-0, 33 seconds into the second. Nothing fancy there, Brian.
No, just power football up the gut. Takes it in from 4 yards out.
Well, they're going to try that 2-point conversion again, but this time not with a swinging gate, which means the offensive line will line up in the center of the field. Nope, no, this will be the extra point. All right, there's Cardona out there, off the hold of Caden Edson. A 20-yard extra point. The snap is perfect. The hold is down. The kick is up. And did he hook that inside the right upright? He did. We'll keep it right here. The Mustangs lead 20-0, 11:27 to go in the second quarter. Now, they had one common non-conference opponent in Thomas Jefferson. Fort Morgan only lost 25-22 to the Spartans. And Thompson Valley lost by a 40-0 score.
Right.
I mean, if you're looking at common opponents. Maybe a second one, Brian. I don't know if there's another one. I mentioned one, but that was more from memory.
Yeah, that's
else.
That's the only one that they played. Kennedy, Bertha, Loveland, and Mountain View so far.
All right, so to kick it off will be Cardona. And Thompson Valley received the opening kickoff, I believe, or did I get that wrong?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, well, could be a quicker game. Adam to boot that football away. Nice, high and deep. Kreckemeyer fields it to his right at the 2, along the right sideline to the 15, and he's tripped up. Boy, who made that open field tackle? You know who that was? That, again, was Noah Lopez. He's come up big on special teams. Not a big guy, Brian, but he goes low. And if you go low, you're usually the winner.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle out there on the right-hand side.
Return of about 18 yards. We'll be back with you in 6 nights when they take on the Niwot Cougars. Brian, this is a different football team than what we've seen here the first 5 weeks. The last couple of weeks, I mean, you're just coming out stronger. That's it.
Yeah. Every week they're just improving a little bit every week, and today they're looking good.
1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Out of the shotgun, receivers to the right, 3 of them, 1 to the left. Bokert is back to throw. Pressure's coming. He rolls out to his left, still rolling, throwing, and the pass is incomplete at the 22. Off the hands of Trey Kreckemeyer. Brian Paxton was in pursuit of Bokert. 2nd down and 10. And all this is going to do, Brian, with all the incompletions is maximize the number of possessions Fort Morgan has.
Right. Yep. Yeah, they'll
Man downfield.
illegal man downfield also.
Well, let's see if they decline that penalty.
I'd say the way the defense is playing, I just decline to make a second down, but I'm not the coach, so.
Well, apparently you are, because it's 2nd down and 10. Or you're in their heads, Brian.
Yeah.
They know exactly.
I'm not in my own head. I don't know if I'd be in anybody
Well,
else's
then
head.
you and I have that in common. 2nd down and 10 for the 20. 20-0 Fort Morgan. 2 receivers split each side. Jason Schaefer is the lone setback. Quick drop. Throw out to the left, and it's caught underneath by Alex Kahn. Breaks the tackle, gets to the 27. K.O. Langford makes the tackle for Fort Morgan, and maybe close to the 28. And it's a gain of 8 yards. 3rd down and a long 2. That's pass completion number 4 for Bokert, and the 2nd reception for Alex Kahn. And they're quickly up to the line of scrimmage with 10:43 to go, 2nd quarter. Again, trips to the right from the gun. The receiver to the left of the quarterback. Bokert, a 5-step drop. He throws it over the middle. The pass is going to be tipped. Incomplete. Oh, Chris Schneider nearly had it off the deflection intended for Kreckemeyer. 4th down. Now is Thompson Valley going to take a huge risk with a 4th and 2, but at their own 28-yard line? No, it looks like Caleb Burton will come out to punt. Now, let's watch this, Brian, because they were in the same formation late in the 1st quarter, and then all of a sudden it was a turnover on downs. But everything is apparently square right now. Burton at his own 14. The Mustangs have 2 back to receive. Snap is high, and he'll get it off. Norris went for the block. And end over end, it lands at the 46-yard line, takes a huge Thompson Valley roll towards the 37. Punt of 35 yards, and the Mustangs will have it right there at the 37. Now they have 3 touchdowns, but they did that on 2 offensive possessions. And a defensive touchdown. They faltered on their first possession. We still haven't seen that breakout run from anybody in the backfield.
No.
It was Briggs Wheatley again with that huge run. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. In the backfield, that is David Sarinana from the pistol formation. Will David get it? He will get it, running to his right. A seam to the 40. He's at the 45, and he's got a 1st down. Sarinana has been running very successfully in this game, and that time he picks up 12 yards, and the Mustangs are near midfield.
Yeah, it was a nice run. He started up the gut and kicked it outside where the offensive line had pinned him back, and he got downfield for 12.
Well, he's got 3 carries for 30 yards already. Under 10 minutes to go. Fort Morgan 20, Thompson Valley nothing. We're in the 2nd quarter. At the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. The Mustangs again looking over towards the sideline as they customarily do. And Wheatley out of the shotgun, and Wheatley this time will keep it himself. He'll stutter step to the middle of the 45, breaks out of a tackle, 1st down across the 45 towards the 40, maybe got part of the 39. But again, Briggs Wheatley surveying that defense beautifully, and he didn't take off with the football immediately. He waited for a block, and that time it's a gain of 11 for the sophomore, Briggs Wheatley. And he's run all over the place. He's got 43 yards on 5 carries, with a football resting on the other side of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, this is the Mustang strength, is this running game, and they're able to do it against Thompson Valley without a lot of problem so far.
Clock continues to roll here in the 2nd quarter.
And this wind that's come up may play a little bit into their offensive mind too.
Wheatley is under center this time from the 40-yard line, and a flag is down. That's going to be
delay a game.
Boy, just by a smidgen. I mean, just by a fraction of a second, nearly got it off.
5-yard penalty, 1st and.
Penalties have been limited here in the opening half. So Fort Morgan is at their 45 now, not at their own 45, at the Thompson Valley 45. But just on the other side of that, they're closer to the 45 than the 44. 1st down and 15. Sarinana is the lone setback. Yanez and Leo Luna, that is, are the receivers out to the left. Again under center is Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley turns, hands it off to Sarinana. Sarinana's got a small hole up the left side, down at the 42.
Saranana up the
Gain of 3. The tackle was made by Kobe Turner, a senior at 5'10", 183. Second down and 12 for Fort Morgan. A passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, a pick 6 of 29 yards by Fernando Marquez. 2 receivers split out to the right. This time it's a shotgun formation, and Wheatley will hand it off to Sadinana. He stutter-stepped and then drove across the 40, still going, and he's down at the 37. David running hard. There's a late flag. I think somebody piled on there
7-yard line
for Thompson Valley. We'll find out if that's a defensive penalty, but it's a pickup of 5. Well, I don't think they would call holding at the very end, Brian.
I wouldn't think so.
The officials are converging.
Came from the back, Judge. I'm not sure just what he...
Well, the pickup is still legit at 5 yards, but one of the officials is, yep, it's going to say personal foul against Fort Morgan.
Huh.
Wow.
personal foul against the Mustangs.
That's not after the play. That should stay at second down.
48-yard line.
Oh, they're walking that off from the line of scrimmage? Well, yeah, that'll nullify the gain by Sadinana then. That is odd.
Yeah, I'm not sure just what it...
After the play, that'll make it third.
No, why is that after the play? That looked like the play was still going on, but that's what the officials are ruling. Third down and 22 from their own 48-yard line. Mustangs have to get to the 30. Well, this could set up a nice pass play here for Briggs, Wheatley, and the Mustangs. 4 yards behind center. Wheatley back to throw, setting up a screen. It's caught to the right along the sideline. Here's Frankie Ortega to the 40. Across the 40 to the 38, but there's a flag down, and Fort Morgan definitely committed a penalty on that one. There's 2 flags down on the play. It looks like a block in the back as Fort Morgan was setting up that play. And if you're Thompson Valley, you probably decline it unless you want it now a third down and about 32.
Looking maybe at field position a little bit, but...
Well, that would be the only thing. Yeah, they're going to take him back even further.
Yeah, well, it happened downfield, so it's going to be basically from where it was. So.
Yep, that's exactly right. So it's a 10-yard completion.
Exactly where they were before.
So give Frankie Ortega a 10-yard advance there. Third down and 22. Again, the play does count, even though the down doesn't change, or the yardage certainly does count. Clock continues to roll. 7.5 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan leads in Loveland over Thompson Valley, 20-0. Trips to the left. One receiver out to the right. You know, it'd be great here, a quarterback draw. Wheatley's been able to run very well in this game. Sucking everybody and take off. Wheatley wanted to take off and now breaks out of a tackle. Wheatley to the 50. Wheatley runs to his left to the 45. Still on his feet and he's down at the 40. There's another flag down at the 46-yard line. And it's a face mask against Thompson Valley. So Wheatley's going to get some yardage there. He'll pick up 12 yards. That should be at the end of the run. Oh, no.
Calling it on Fort Morgan.
Well, didn't he motion? I thought one of the officials motioned
That's
that
what it looked like, yeah.
Penalties against the Mustangs.
Well, that gets knocked off. Block in the back.
So that'll move it back to the 44.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is
Third and 26.
This is quite crazy, but, you know, you give Wheatley there 6 yards because they did mark it off from where the penalty was committed. This is now not even fun to watch, Brian. All these penalty flags. Third down and 26 from their own 44. At least the clock is continuing to roll. Yeah, the Mustangs can't get sloppy here because that's exactly the way they're playing on this possession. Way too many mistakes. And they're closer to the opposing end zone, or to their own, I should say, as opposed to Thompson Valley's. Third and 26 for the 44. Simple handoff and stacked up in the backfield and losing a yard with nowhere to go as Frankie Ortega.
Ortega tries the middle. He's going to lose.
Fourth down and 27. Fort Morgan has to punt. Yeah, that was a mess.
And that possession was, like you said, a mess. They just couldn't do anything right.
But the Fort Morgan defense has been terrific. Frankie Ortega to punt at his own 28-yard line. Trey Kreckemeyer is back for Thompson Valley. Awaiting the snap. And Frankie will get this football off. Another fluttering punt. Fair catch, Kreckemeyer. at the 15-yard line.
Beckmeyer makes the
Nice travel there on the punt, 43 yards. Special teams again, Brian.
Yep, yeah. He's getting plenty of time to kick, and he's getting a nice foot into it. And they're getting their coverage down there, or else they're not trusting their receiver back there to take off running with it. Because it looks like at times he has plenty of time to take off, but he always goes with a fair catch. Sets up Thompson Valley at their own 15.
And they like to throw the football, but they've had limited success here. They did have a 28-yard pass earlier. First and 10, out of the shotgun. Bokert back to pass. Heaves it deep up the right side. It's incomplete. Trey Kreckemeyer was open at the 42. Noah Lopez fell down almost as the Mustangs were lobbying for offensive interference. But nonetheless, it's second down and 10.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought he pushed him down or grabbed him by the face mask and threw him down or what happened, but...
And you mentioned, Brian, it's not ideal conditions to throw the ball.
Not now. This wind has come up kind of crossways on the field, and it'd be tough to pass in this situation, but I think that's what they like to do.
Second down and 10. At the 15-yard line. Trips to the right. Out of the gun. Jason Schaefer is the lone setback. Man in motion to the left. And this will be a forward pitch to Alex Kahn along the left sideline. And then he's hit out of bounds at the 19-yard line by Fernando Marquez. Might have gotten to the 20. It's a gain of 4. Third down and 6 to go for the Eagles.
He's out to the 20. It's third and 5.
Yeah, nice job there by the Mustangs to get that strung out there and limit him on the yardage.
That's a first, and that actually goes as a pass because it went forward there from Bokert to Kahn. Kind of like not quite a shovel, but it is forward. Third and 5 from the 20. 5:39 to go second quarter. Fort Morgan 20, Thompson Valley nothing. Two receivers are split out to each side. Schaefer to the right of the quarterback. Bokert, quid drop, pressure coming up the middle, throwing off his back foot, incomplete. And nearly picked off. No,
almost.
He didn't get it.
At
the 30, no, incomplete. Yeah, that was a diving attempt, but it did hit the ground. Great try there by Andrew Monroe. And it is fourth down.
Yeah, you had great pressure on the quarterback that time. He just threw it up. I thought he was going to try and throw it away.
Now, what type of punt do they get off here? Because this wind is kicking up big time. Caleb Burton's going to struggle to get this to midfield.
Yeah.
Even though the ball's at the 20. So Jacob Ortega knows that. And he's already at the 46-yard line of Thompson Valley. On fourth down and a long 5. Here comes a heavy rush, and might have been partially blocked. It was tipped by Nick Norris. Norris was able to tip it, and the ball's going to be down at the 46-yard line. And Norris made sure he motioned to the official that he tipped it in case there was any potential roughing.
Right.
But that was not the case, and Fort Morgan's in great field position. But now you just got to be mistake-free here on this possession.
Yeah, you got to put it in the end zone here. You can't let Thompson Valley hang around, give them any kind of a confidence boost here. So they need to take it down, even if they take 5 minutes off the clock. But they should. I mean, they're 42 yards away.
And up by 20 points on first and 10. David Sadinana's the setback. He's had the most success. I mean, he is just one player away from breaking off a bigger play. He's at 2 12-yard carries. Whaley hands it off to Sadinana, running to his right. Has a sideline to the 35, with speed to the 30. Tries to break out of a tackle and does. And then he's down at around the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. David Sadinana with a huge run, 32 yards. First down and goal for the Mustangs.
Yep. I think they're going to place it maybe just outside the 10, so they may be able to pick up a first down just inside the 1. We'll see.
Yep, you're right. The nose of the football is just shy of the 10-yard line. But hopefully they won't have to worry about a first and goal inside the 1. David Sadinana has 65 yards on just 5 carries. Out of the gun, there is Wheatley handed off to Sadinana. That time he's got some yardage to the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. Might have been backtracked to the 8 as the tackle was made by Quinn Kish. Gain of Do they even give him 2?
Yeah, they gave him to the 8, it looks like.
All right, 2nd down and 8 from the 8. You can get a first down inside the 2-inch line, looks like. 4:38 to go in the second quarter. Fort Morgan trying to extend a 20-point lead. Baxton and I, Wheatley under center. Handoff, Sandoval breaks a tackle, and then he's thrown down at the 3. And Ernie Sandoval carried a defender, but that time Mason Derenberger, a 5'8", 205-pound junior, was able to get enough of Ernie, but not before Ernie picks up 5 yards, his first carry of the game, and it's 3rd down and 3, just outside the 3.
Timeout, Thompson Valley.
Thompson Valley, it takes their final timeout.
Yep.
So when they get the ball back, remember last week, Brian, it looked like it was going to be maybe a 28-0 game going into halftime, but Fort Morgan got an additional possession, and they were able to score. And then all of a sudden,
yeah, if they can put this in here on this next play, they should. The way the defense has been playing, they should be able to get the ball back one more time.
fill up your cooler and gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Maybe you're just telling the defense, just let them score and we'll get the ball back.
Well, that's certainly an option. 3rd down and 3 to go, just outside the 3. Will the Bee Diggers stick with the Mustangs, had the Bee Diggers last night. Briggs Wheatley hands it off right side. Sadinana, he lunges right to the goal line. Oh, there's a late flag. Was that a hold? That might have been a hold against Fort Morgan. No, it's an illegal motion. So even though Zadinana's down at the goal line, it's going to be 3rd down and 8 from just outside the 8. Well, that's too bad again.
Yeah, he
got to stay away from the mistake.
He had to pick up the first down, I'm sure.
So they're going to walk this off.
Coach Davies out on the field trying to figure out who it was on or who it was on.
Yeah, I mean, that normally it's on a skill position. Well, it has to be normally on a skill position player in illegal motion. It's not on a lineman.
It was funny because I thought the only guy I saw move was one of the linemen. I thought Brian Paxton had taken off too soon, but that wouldn't be illegal motion.
3rd down and 8 from the 8. Baxton and I. Briggs Wheatley under center this time. Wheatley, play action, rolls out to his left. Pressure coming. He's going to get hit, and then he's going to fumble the ball, and it's loose. And the Mustangs, I believe, might have fallen on it at about the 25 or 26-yard line. Wow. It's a loss of 18 yards. And David Sadinana fell on the football 18 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That will be registered as a sack for Thompson Valley. Now it's a 4th down play. And what is Fort Morgan going to do here? They got to go for it. I mean, you're not going to punt from the 26, but you know what? There's a guy named Jacob Ortega who's a major threat. Just throw it up for him.
Yeah, he can get free. Let's see where he's at lined up on the slot position.
On 4th down, Wheatley to throw. Lobs it deep over the middle. Ortega, touchdown! Touchdown in the back of the end zone. Jacob Ortega. Now there's a late flag. And let's see what that's all about. It's a late flag. Is it after the play? Pass interference.
What?
And a block in the back against Fort Morgan. How do you call pass interference from there? Ty Davies is not happy at all. That's going to nullify the 28-yard touchdown. Now, which is it? That can't be pass interference.
They're calling it.
Well, it wouldn't be on Ortega.
It looked like they were talking to Adam Cardona.
Yeah, you can't block downfield, even if it's a yard downfield. Well, they're going to go for it again now. It nullifies a 28-yard touchdown pass. Well, let's see what this is. He called 2 different penalties. Yeah, you can call pass interference even if you're blocking downfield and you're an eligible receiver. It's a block in the back against
Block in the back.
the Mustangs. And it's a spot foul, so now it's 4th down and 42 from the 42. Well, no, they're going to place it, just outside the 42. In fact, the official spot's the 43. I'd say go with the same play, Brian.
Yeah.
Just go for it and see what happens.
Ty Davies out there.
I mean, you're almost better off punting because, you're not going to pick up a first down. And if you pick up a first down, it's inside the 2-inch line. That doesn't matter. 2:52 to go second quarter. We've had a very, very sloppy second quarter here in Loveland, at least as far as the Mustangs are concerned. So it's 4th down. I say Ortega run the same pattern. The thing is now Wheatley needs better protection. Boy, they have mounted up the penalty yardage in this second quarter alone. From the 42 at Thompson Valley, let's see if Wheatley gets protection. Back to throw, and he throws a screen out to the right. It's tipped incomplete by Caleb Burton, intended for Ortega.
Incomplete. Eagles take over.
Thompson Valley takes over on downs. Well, I have to wonder how legit are some of these penalties. They're calling this game very tight.
Yeah, all of a sudden these penalties are coming out that they didn't do in the first quarter at all.
Yeah. So Thompson Valley's got the ball at their own 43. You know what's going to happen now, Brian? The Mustangs are going to come up with something defensively. First of all, Thompson Valley's throwing way too many passes in this wind. And eventually that's going to bite them again. It already bit them one time when Marquez went 29 the other way. No timeouts remaining for Thompson Valley here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Bokert, quick drop. He rolls out to his left. Pressure in pursuit. And he tries to roll out of it along the sideline, and he's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Great pressure there by Brian Paxton.
Yep.
And he goes out of bounds at the 41, so that'll be a loss. And guess what? No penalty flags.
Amazing.
2nd down and 12 to go for Thompson Valley. At their own 41-yard line. Fort Morgan raced out to a quick lead. They've still got a 20-0 advantage. 2 receivers split each side. Caleb Burton will reset on the left side for Thompson Valley. Bokert's out of the gun. Jason Shaver is the running back to his right. And there's the handoff to Schaefer right up the gut across the 40 to the 43. Nice open field tackle there by Miko Yanez, getting up off the bottom of the pile. Somehow they gain an extra yard out of that. 3rd down and 9 to go. Yeah, there's some awfully weird spots in this game. 3rd and 9 at the 44. Yeah, there's no way he was down at the 44.
No.
I mean, he couldn't have rolled his body that far. Passing situation again here for Thompson Valley. Under 2 minutes to go before the break. On 3rd down and 9, trips to the right. One receiver split out to the left. Bokert, 3-step drop. Pressure coming up the middle. Rolls out. Back to his left. Pressure now backside. Throwing on the run along the sideline. Incomplete. Nice. Tipped away by Noah Lopez. And the intended receiver was Andrew Wiersma. Well, that was a nice play and very, very close to interference. He had that backhand on him, but didn't pull.
Right, didn't turn him or anything.
So Thompson Valley has to punt. Now Fort Morgan has another opportunity. 16 pass attempts in the opening half here for Tyson Bogert. 5 of them have been completions.
Then we'll just run it back here and don't worry about putting the offense out there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Minute 46 to go. Let's see if Jacob Ortega can take one to the house like he did 9 days ago. High snap. Here comes the pressure. He gets it off. And fair catch called by Ortega. And it's off his hands. The ball is loose. And it was recovered. Nope. Out of bounds. That was a terrible mistake there by Ortega. That ball was flying away from him, and somehow he tried to make a fair catch as he was falling. Yeah, I mean, that he got away with that. When Jacob knows better, just get away from that football. First of all, when that ball is traveling almost sideways, right where it was because the wind picked it up, let it go. Don't try to fair catch that thing because the ball got away from him. Luckily, he was close enough to the sideline that the ball rolled out of bounds before the Thompson Valley player pounced on it. 1st and 10 at their own 32. We are just past the top of the hour. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickell. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. We are in the second quarter with 1:37 to go from Loveland. Fort Morgan leads Thompson Valley 20-0. Thompson Valley doesn't have enough players out there. They've only got 10.
One just ran off.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, they got to do a quick count there. Yeah, why do they only have 10 and nobody's doing anything differently?
Yeah, I don't know why the refs...
They have no timeouts left. Fort Morgan should just run the play as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Well, I don't think they want to run a player out there and put him in the wrong position, but at least it's an 11th player. It's 11 against 10 now. Oh, all types of confusion. And Wheatley now back to throw. Wheatley rolls out to his left. He'll take off with the football to the 35. He spins to the 45-yard line, still on his feet, and he goes out of bounds. That was a strong play there by Wheatley. As he goes from the 32 to the 50, 18 yards, and a first down. Just jitterbugging his way out there towards midfield was Briggs Wheatley.
Yeah, the pass broke down apparently downfield that he was looking for, and he just tucked it down and worked his way up to the 50 and then out of bounds and stopped the clock.
And the Mustangs still have all 3 timeouts. 67 yards for Wheatley on 7 carries. Naked backfield, 4 yards behind center. Wheatley, quarterback keeper, right up the gut to the 40. He's got the left sideline to the 30. There's a flag down. Could be against Fort Morgan. I think that's coming back at the 25-yard line. I believe somebody was in motion early. Are they going to call another block in the back? That guy's still... What are they seeing? That is insane. Let me tell you, that is... There's something going on here that how did he call that from that distance? I mean, we're not the same distance, but we got a better view. That's crazy. They got to let them play. I didn't see any block in the back there, but that's going to nullify about a 30-yard gain for Wheatley.
See if they called it on Nick Norris.
Yeah, they did call it on Norris. See, he's even putting his arms up. Nick Norris? You mean the All-Stater from a year ago? That's the one blocking in the back? And they're going to say it was downfield.
Yeah.
So it's 1st and 11. So give Wheatley 9 yards in the play. I don't know. That doesn't... I'm telling you, that sounds very fishy to me. Very fishy to me. First of all, the play was ahead of Norris. He's not even blocking at that point. He's blocking at the point of attack.
Yep.
Now they're going to walk this off differently. Nope, they're going to keep it there at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10. Fort Morgan leads 20-0. 1:15 to go in the second quarter. Yeah, Nick Norris is up in arms. I don't blame him. I mean, Brian, did you see anything?
No. And it was the ref on this far side that was clear away from the play.
1st down and 11 from the 49. Naked backfield, shotgun formation. Wheatley, 5-step drop. Heaves it deep up the middle, incomplete. That went behind the receiver, Leo Luna. No flag.
2nd and 11.
I have to say that now. I can't believe I got to say no flag after every play. Wheatley is 2 out of 8 for 28 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean, there's got to be 100 yards of penalties against Fort Morgan here, just in the second quarter alone, or close to it.
You would think that Fort Morgan is a more disciplined team here out of the two, just the way they play. But
well, I'm not saying all the penalties are bogus. There's no doubt about it. And we rarely complain about officiating, but we're seeing calls that are made that we're certainly not even seeing them from up here. Wheatley again on 2nd and 11. Pressure coming up the middle. Lofts it up the left sideline. That's nearly picked off at the 28-yard line. Not a good decision there. Threw it into coverage. Well covered. That might have been Luna again. 3rd down and 11 for Fort Morgan. And again, they're abandoning the run here. But they might do something with Wheatley on a quarterback draw, quarterback keeper. He's had massive success for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, their biggest success today has been the run game. They've gotten away from it right now. So Wheatley takes it up the middle. He's going to go out on the left side.
He's got a big hole along the left sideline to the 30. Briggs Wheatley still going, and thanks for picking me up, Brian.
Wheatley.
And Wheatley's got a first down. Well, that's exactly what they had to do, just get it in Briggs Wheatley's hands, and he took that direct snap. And Wheatley goes from the 49 to the 20, a gain of 31. That's a big play there for Briggs Wheatley and a first down for Fort Morgan. And Wheatley is now over 100 yards. He's at 107 unofficially.
Yeah, nice job by Briggs taking out. That was a quarterback draw the whole way.
Well, now they can call a timeout after every play if they need to. 49 seconds to go in the first half. They've got 3 timeouts remaining. And there's the pass out in the right flat, caught by Jacob Ortega. Breaks the tackle to 20. Right sideline to the 10, at the 5, and he's out of bounds. He's run out of bounds over there at about the 5 by Ethan Charles on a wide receiver screen.
First down.
And it was a little bit low, but nonetheless, that's Jacob Ortega, gain of 15. And for Jacob, that's his second catch. The first went for an 18-yard touchdown. And, Brian, something's going on in this game. We haven't seen a flag in a while.
Yeah, I don't know what's...
Yeah. Well, let's see. How about a direct handoff here, and let's just get it into the end zone. First and goal from the 5. The deep back is Cale Langford. Langford with a football right up the gut. Langford to the 2. Langford stretches out the football and scores. Touchdown, Cale Langford. Fort Morgan 26, Thompson Valley nothing. Langford from 5 yards out. That was only his third carry of the game. Only 33 seconds to go. Extra point to be attempted by Adam Cardona off the hold of Caden Edson. We'll keep it right here after the score because we're in the waning moments of the second quarter. Edson awaits the snap. It's low, but he places it down. The kick is up, and that one's way off to the right. Yep, it's off to the right. And now Fort Morgan, to get this to a running clock,
Extra point is no good.
needs to score twice and make 2 extra points because it's 26-0. Now you think if you're Thompson Valley, unless you run it back big time, then you're just going to pretty much sit on the football and take it into the halftime break. So,
yeah, no timeouts left. We'll see where Adam Cardona. He's been having some pretty decent kickoffs here this morning, or this afternoon.
Yep. Yeah, the wind is behind him, it looks like, or slightly behind him. All right, so Cardona to boot it away for Fort Morgan. Mustang nearly offsides on that kickoff. Taken by Kreckemeyer at the 10. Sprinting to his left to the 15, now to the 20. And Levi McCoy is right there at the 21, along with Leo Luna to make that tackle. 23 seconds to go, Brian. I think he just handed off to Schaefer, quarterback keeper, and it's going to be a 27-0 deficit for Thompson Valley going into the locker room. We'll have a short recap at halftime, another championship reflection segment during the second half of the halftime show, which will be coming up here in just a few seconds. Here is Bokert out of the pistol formation, hand off to Schaefer. He's got a couple of yards, stood up, and that's it. Don't continue to hit him. The ball is loose, but the play was dead.
Yep.
And that is the end of the opening half. With the score, Fort Morgan 27, Thompson Valley nothing. On 26, Fort Morgan 26, Thompson Valley nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickell here from Ray Patterson Stadium in Loveland as the Mustangs lead Thompson Valley 26-0. We head to the third quarter, and Thompson Valley will kick off. And we have yet to see the huge special teams play from Fort Morgan that they certainly have come up with during other games this season, whether it be a game-winning field goal against Lutheran by Adam Cardona, 65-yard punt return by Jacob Ortega, a 92-yard return on the kickoff from Frankie Ortega to tie that game against Roosevelt. But he's back there with David Sadinana, and I think what's interesting today, Brian, Sadinana's had lots of success in the backfield, and Frankie's had none.
Right. Yeah. But they've got a good core of backs there, and you can pick and choose. If you have somebody has a bad day, then somebody will pick it up.
Burton's kickoff, high and deep, fielded by Sarinana at the 5, running laterally to his right to the 15. Now he's at the 20, has a block by Edson to the 30, along the right sideline to the 40, back to the middle to the 50. David Sarinana at the 20. David Sarinana, goodbye! 95 yards. And the Mustangs now lead 32-0. Holy mahungus.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get him over on that far sideline over there, and he just got a nice wall over there by his blockers and kept it in bounds, and away he went. Nice pickup there on the special teams.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Adam Cardona. And he ran more than 95 yards because he went across the field, so that's about 125, 130 yards of running for Sarinana, if not more. Off the hold of Caden Edson. Snap is high, the kick is up, and that one is good. 17 seconds into the third. It's Fort Morgan 33, Thompson Valley nothing. Now the Mustangs will kick it off to the Eagles. Caden Edson threw a beautiful block there at around the 30-yard line. If he doesn't make that block, there's somebody out there for Thompson Valley, but he kind of shielded that Eagle, and that opened up that far sideline, Brian, and it was Sarinana all day.
Yeah, they had a nice block in there as he went across field over there, avenue over there, just kind of split, and he got over to that sideline, and then down the field he went.
This is a football game, Brian, but it feels kind of quiet up here, doesn't it? I mean, we're across the way from the Mustang fans, and you probably, I would say, a contingent of about, for this game, if I had to do a hard count, and combining it with this side as well, maybe about 100 Mustang fans.
Yeah.
Between this side and there's some over here. That's just a rough count, maybe a little bit less. So, and it's a huge stadium as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's going to sound a lot quieter than it actually is. Cardona boots that football high and deep and backing up at the 7. Along the left sideline to the 20 to the 25 is Ethan Charles before he's tripped up. Down on special teams was Ortega, Frankie that is. And Thompson Valley has it at their own 26-yard line. Boy, there's nothing as nice in football as a long return on special teams, because you have to be so technically perfect to set that up. How many penalties are committed on special teams? A load of them.
Yeah, you could get all kinds of holding or illegal block in the back. That's why I kept looking at the field to see if there was any laundry out there. And
First and 10 for Thompson Valley at their own 26. Shotgun formation for Bokert. Two receivers out to the left. Quick drop. Pumps. Now rolls out to his right. Here come the Mustangs. There's Chris Schneider, and he's got him along with another Mustang at the 25-yard line for a loss of 1. Cale Langford there. And Caden Edson around the football. Second down and 11 to go for the Eagles. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you at State Farm Insurance, 842-4555. And a proud supporter of all the area athletes is Mr. D's Ace Home Center with your home, farm, and ranch supplies. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, Mr. D's Ace Home Center. Second down and 11 to go. So offense has scored, defense has scored, special teams has scored. And all they've needed was that 18-yard touchdown catch by Ortega, because they're shutting out this team. And we saw this in the first half, Thompson Valley having to take early timeouts. They just did it again. That's got to be frustrating.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is stuff you should have figured out at halftime.
Right. Yeah, it's a good point, considering that we're early in the third quarter. We just had a 21-minute break with 10:44 to go. Scoring very simple. Jacob Ortega with an 18-yard touchdown catch. Then we had the scoring run from Frankie Ortega. That came from 3 yards out. Prior to that, though, was the Fernando Marquez 29-yard interception return. So after those 3 scores, it was 20-0. And then Cale Langford from 5 yards out before the break, and then the 95-yard kickoff return from David Sadinana. Second down and 11 to go for the 25-yard line. Shotgun formation. Bokert back to pass. Pressure coming backside. More pressure from Paxton. Throwing underneath. The pass is caught at the 31. A first down at the 40 to the 42. Is Alex Kahn. A well-executed play. It's a gain of 19 to the 43 officially as Schneider makes the tackle for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, he got outside the pocket that time, got some room to run, and the kid opened up for him and got him the ball.
First and 10 at the 43. Fourth reception for Kahn. 10:25 to go in the third. Thompson Valley trails Fort Morgan 33-0. Two receivers split out to the right. Again, the lone setback is Cation Schaefer. And a quick drop for Bogert. He looks, he heaves it deep up the left side, incomplete. Kreckemeyer well defended at the 18-yard line by sophomore Fernando Marquez. Second down and 10. That was the 18th pass attempt for Tyson Bogert, and he is 6 of 18 so far in the game for 73 yards.
Yeah, the receiver had got behind the defense there a little bit, but it just wasn't a good pass.
Well, it had to be perfect, though. I mean, he was not 2 or 3 yards, but you're right. Kreckemeyer had a step.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 to go at the 43-yard line. One receiver split out to the left, one to the right. Same formation as the prior play. Bokert again, quick drop. Throws it out to his left, caught underneath by Kreckemeyer. First down. He gets by Fernando Marquez, and he's out of bounds. At around the 40, maybe the 36-yard line. That was a simple play.
37-yard line, that's good.
And it's a gain of 20. 20 yards. And a first down for Thompson Valley.
Yeah, they're playing way off of their receivers. They're about 15 yards off of them.
Yeah, they got to jam them a lot more, Brian. You're right. That coverage is way too loose. If not, they're going to pick them apart underneath. From the 37-yard line, Bokert again a quick drop, rolling out to his left. Got running room, throws, and that pass is caught near the first down marker. A diving reception by Kreckemeyer at the 27. Maybe they backtrack the football. Might be about half a yard short of a first down.
Second, a little bit.
Yeah, we'll give it at the 28, gain of 9. But Fort Morgan cannot back off on the aggressiveness here. Kreckemeyer with his third reception. Handoff, Schaefer, first down to the 25. Tackle from behind by Yanez at the 21 for a gain of 7. Only the 8th carry for Jason Schaefer.
Kobe Turner on the left side. Good
Nope,
for 6
Kobe
yards.
Turner instead. Check that.
First down.
Kobe Turner with his first carry. They've taken Schaefer out of the game. So first and 10 at the 21. Shotgun formation. High snap. Bokert rolls out, wants to take off. Pressure up the middle, and he gets out of it to the 25. Uses the left sideline at the 15. A flag is down, and I think Nick Norris was taken down. He was tackled there at the 27-yard line. A hold against Thompson Valley. And not only is this coming back as the play ended at the 12, it's coming way back.
That's right.
I mean, that's going to be about a 15 to 20-yard penalty.
Then they threw a flag down there at the end of the run on an illegal block in the back against Thompson Valley also, but that'll be declined, and Fort Morgan will take this one.
Yeah, Sage Gavin, the 270-pound junior, tackled Nick Norris, which is a form of a hold. So let's see where the ball will be placed, because it's going to be well behind the line of scrimmage.
The hold was 10 yards behind, and it'll be another 10 from there.
First down
Is the call. That'll put it back at the 41.
and 30. They got to get to the 11. They're at the 41.
Yep.
First and third.
Well, you know they're going to pass here, Brian. I mean, they've been passing mainly anyway. Not exclusively, but for the most part, primarily, it's been passing. First down and 30 from the 41. Back to throw, middle of the pocket. Rolling out to his right is Bokert. Still rolling. Here comes Cale Langford. Throws incomplete. Over the head of Alex Kahn at the 35. He was well defended by Caden Edson. Second down and 10, pass attempt number 21 for Tyson Bogert, who certainly picked it up here in this quarter alone. He's now at 102 yards, passing 21 pass attempts.
The secondary's been doing pretty good. They're getting good coverage on their guys right now.
Yeah, as long as they don't give him too much cushion. Right now, Marquez has given Kreckemeyer 10 yards of cushion. But it is second down and 30, so that's a different situation.
Right.
For the Mustang 41, Bokert again rolls out to his left, throws underneath, wide open, caught by Kobe Turner, and he's going to try to break out of a tackle, but Marquez and others have him after about a gain of 10 yards at the 31, might have gotten to the 30. We'll give him 10 yards on pass attempt number 22. That'll set up a third down and 20 to go for Thompson Valley. This will be 4-down territory, down 33-0 with 8:39 to go in the third quarter. Two receivers split out to the right and one to the left. Turner the lone setback. Again, Bokert rolls out to his right. Still rolling. He sets up, throws it deep over the middle. That pass is going to be tipped and intercepted by Fernando Marquez at the 5-yard line. Looks like it was intended for Wiersma, and it was tipped, and Marquez came down with it at the 5. That's the second pick by the sophomore.
Chick-fil-A special 2
Yeah, there was about 3 Mustangs back there with the one Thompson Valley guy, and it was just fluttering out there and finally came down in the hands of Marquez.
All right, so Fort Morgan's got it at the 5-yard line. Let's see who's in that backfield. Not sure if that's Langford or not from the 5. And the ball is loose. I think Wheatley had to fall on it. Yeah, didn't get a clean exchange.
Straight up the middle, nothing doing.
I think Caden Edson might be in there. Let me see.
Yeah, you might be right. I think you're right. Yeah, we're a long distance away. That does look like Edson. Yep. Second down, and that is Caden Edson from the 5-yard line. Yeah, that's Frankie in the backfield. Under center is Edson. And back to throw, rolling to his right, throwing. Pass is dropped at the 10. There is a flag down, though, in the secondary. Boy, who was wide open there at the 10, Brian? I'm trying to get a number on that, but you cannot drop that ball super wide open for Fort Morgan was Daniel Serna, a sophomore. Now let's see if this is a defensive penalty. Yep, it's a hold against Thompson Valley. That'll be a first down at the 15-yard line. But even that penalty would have been declined had Serna caught that because he had all types of running room. And the throw by Edson underneath was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a nice pass. He's got to reel that in. So it'll be 2nd and 5.
No, that's a 10-yard penalty to the high school ranks.
Okay.
Penalty against the Eagles moves it to
Brian Nickell, folks, in his NFL mode. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 15. Yeah, Malachi Yanez now the receiver to the left. But Coach Davies wants some of these younger players. You know, I think Nick Norris is still in there on the right side of the offensive line.
Yeah.
Out of the pistol formation from the 15. There's the handoff, and running to his right to the 20 is Ortega to the 25. He's loose at the 30, and then he's taken out of bounds across the 30. Maybe the 33-yard line. That's by far the best carry of the day for Frankie Ortega. 18 yards and a Mustang first down. Prior to that, he had 4 carries in the game for just 2 yards. So that was really a breakout carry.
Yeah, that was a good run for him.
First and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 33. 7:39 to go, third quarter. And Fort Morgan leads Thompson Valley 33-0 here from Ray Patterson Stadium in Loveland. A receiver out to the left. Jacob Ortega in motion to the right. Has it on the jet sweep. Has got the right sideline to the 35 and then skips out of bounds. Let's see how far he got. Ball yet to be spotted, but I think it's the 36 maybe. Is that it? Just 3 yards for Jacob. Rare carry for Ortega. Second down and 7 to go for Fort Morgan. 64 yards away and an extra point from getting this to a running clock for the second straight game as the Mustangs are 19 and a half minutes away from their 4th consecutive win and a 6-2 record. Pistol formation, second down and 7. Frankie Ortega, the setback, has the football. He's going to break a tackle. The ball is fumbled, and it's still loose, and Thompson Valley's got it at the 37-yard line. Maybe the 36 of Fort Morgan. Frankie Ortega turns it over, and the fumble was recovered by Calvin Packa Jr.
Yeah, can't be doing that kind of stuff. Can't be turning the ball over, not when you're up like this.
Well, you just extend the game for Thompson Valley. So it's now at the 36-yard line. What can Fort Morgan come up with here defensively? They just came up with a pick. They've had another pick in the game. And the running game has been very limited for the Eagles. Bokert here for the 36. As the football again, quick drop, looks to his left. Here come the Mustangs, now rolls out to his right. He's going to run with the football to the 35, and he's run out of bounds by Cale Langford. Some positive yardage there for the quarterback. Bokert to the 29 maybe.
The 28-yard line.
We'll give him 7 yards.
Back to the 29.
9-yard line. Call it 2nd and 3.
And a lot of these plays are ending up out of bounds, which is going to make for a long afternoon. 2nd down and 3 to go for the 29 for Thompson Valley. And the only thing that will accelerate it is the running clock. Pistol formation, Bokert, handoff. There's a strip, and Fort Morgan's got it. Strip was Schaefer, and it's recovered by Cale Langford at the 32-yard line. So the Mustangs take it right back.
Mustangs take over.
3rd turnover committed by Thompson Valley. And you know what, Brian? He might have been the one to strip it besides recover it. I think Langford did it all there. 1st and 10 from the 32, so Caden Edson and the offense are back out there. Ernie Sandoval, Jacob Ortega are off the field. Leo Luna and Malachi Yanez are the receivers. And that's Sarinana back into the game. He's had a huge afternoon. Huge. 95-yard kickoff return, and has also run the ball 6 times for 67 yards. Baxton and I under center from the 32. Caden Edson will hand it off to Sarinana. Big hole left side. He is stripped, and the ball is loose, and the Mustangs fall on it at the 26-yard line. You got to hold on to that football. That's a lineman who fell on that ball. That's Brian Paxton. It's a 7-yard loss. But that is just sloppy there.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden neither team can hang on to the ball.
No, it's not the conditions. They're just not securing the football because he got stripped at the 32-yard line. Then it went 6 yards backwards. 2nd down and 16 with 6.5 to go in the 3rd. Fort Morgan leads 33-0. Well, they might work on the passing game here. The running backs cannot hold on to the football. Sarinana, the deep back at the 26. There's the pitch right to Sarinana. He cuts it back to the inside to the 30. A seam to the 40. Back to the middle to the 50. Sarinana is free at the 40. David Sarinana is gone at the 10-5. Touchdown, Sarinana. He has just gone 74 yards. There's a late flag.
I think for tackling him in the end zone.
And Fort Morgan now leads 39-0.
Yeah, I think that was going to be on Thompson Valley at the end.
Sarinana now has 141 yards unofficially in the game. But you got to kick the extra point. The wind is starting to kick up here. If Cardona misses it, the running clock will not occur. Now, they might assess this penalty on the kickoff. Yeah, he was tackled about 3 yards into the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be assessed on the kickoff. I mean, that's a good call. There was no reason to tackle him. But Sarinana was slowing down at the 10.
Yeah,
I don't know if he got tired or he thought he had it easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, this is a key extra point if you want to get the running clock. And awaiting the snap is Edson. The kick by Cardona is up. That is good. We're under a running clock. Fort Morgan, even though it says 6:06 to go, but it should be a running clock. There we go. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing in the 3rd quarter. It's a 30-second break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Back here at Ray Patterson Field here in Loveland, as the Fort Morgan Mustangs have gone up now 40-0 on an 84-yard run by David Sarinana.
Yep, 74 yards.
74? Okay.
Yep.
And in 2 plays, PAT was good. Gets that running clock.
Yep.
Life couldn't be better.
I was excited about that 74-yard run, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Brian. I was even more excited about the extra point going through. All right, so after the personal foul penalty, the Mustangs kick off at the Thompson Valley 45-yard line. And again, they scored the touchdown with 6:06 to go, and it's now 4:33 to go. That's how much time has ticked off the clock, and this kickoff is well into the end zone. Now, Thompson Valley does have 2 timeouts remaining, so the clock now can stop for the either timeouts, an injury, and it will stop in between quarters, obviously. With Fort Morgan up 40-0. And you're right about this core of running backs, Brian. Langford, well, let's start with Frankie Ortega, David Sarinana, K.O. Langford.
Yep.
I mean, they're pretty solid.
They got a corral back there that they can unleash anybody from. Somebody gets tired, they can give them a break, send somebody else in, and you really don't lose a step.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Thompson Valley. Again, we have not had a play from scrimmage since the touchdown in 2.5 minutes. They're going to get the first play off here with under 3.5 to go. That's how quickly the time can tick off in a game like this. And now Thompson Valley does call a timeout. So they do have to stop the clock there with 3:29 to go. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Once the next play commences, they cannot do that anymore except one more time. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink any time of year. AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado today. So we have 15.5 minutes of football left. And the clock can be stopped by the home team only once. Now the Eagles back on the field. They just wanted to clarify a couple of things.
The last time they took that timeout, they went down the field pretty good. Got some nice pass plays in, got some runs in. But it's going to be tough with this wind coming up again.
Yep, 1st and 10 for Thompson Valley at their own 20. Fort Morgan might not be done scoring because of what they can do defensively. And they've got some younger players out there. K.O. Langford, though, is still out there, I believe. There's the handoff, left side for Kobe Turner. And he's got a couple of yards. And he's down at the 22-yard line. Ernie Sandoval still in the game for the Mustangs. Leo Luna, a senior, in on the play. Gain of 3 officially. 2nd down and 7 to go for Thompson Valley. Now under 3 minutes to go. At the 23-yard line, 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. In the shotgun formation, Bokert, slant, caught at the 30 by Alex Kahn, and then he slips and falls at the 35. Gain of 12.
Loses his footing at the 35. That's good for Nickell.
Yeah,
go ahead, Brian.
They're giving him plenty of room there. They're backing off. They don't want the deep ball on him. Just keep it in front of him, I guess. So
5th reception for Alex Kahn for 52 yards. He's had a nice day for Thompson Valley. As the football's just shy of the 35-yard line with 2:22 to go in the third. Fort Morgan led at halftime 26-0. But a 95-yard kickoff return by David Sarinana, and then Sarinana's 74-yard run with 2 extra points have given them a 40-0 advantage. Boger, 2-step drop, slant, caught underneath by Alex Kahn at the 40-yard line, and a nice tackle right there by Noah Lopez. It's a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 to go. And that was a pass that went for 5 yards. Once again, pass attempt number 25 for Tyson Bokert. And he's thrown now for 129 yards.
it's like Jake Redding into the game for the Mustangs, along with Andres Castaneda on the front line.
From the 40-yard line, shotgun formation, 5 yards behind center is the senior quarterback. He was in the middle of the pocket, looking, stepping up. He's at the 43-yard line, and he's still going at the 45. I thought I saw a flag, but that was a football being thrown out of bounds at the 50. It's a gain of 10 and a 1st down for Tyson Bogert and the Eagles, looking for a score. Northridge was able to, well, they're going to backtrack it to the 48. So a gain of only 8. 2 plays remaining in this quarter for Thompson Valley. That's about it. That's all they can get off here, is they'll be up to the line of scrimmage and they'll get this off with under 50 seconds to go in quarter number 3. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Shotgun formation. Bokert Back to pass, throws it left side, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Leo Luna at the 49-yard line, intended for Trey Kreckemeyer. Second down and 10.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pass. That was a low pass anyway.
Final play of the third quarter is coming up right now as we have 19 seconds to go. And with play instructions for Thompson Valley is Andrew Wiersma. Ryan, I might be wrong about this. They might not get the play off at all.
Nope.
Up to the line of scrimmage now with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1, and that's it. It's the end of the third quarter. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing. A 1-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. There's that forward pitch here to Alex Kahn as we begin the fourth quarter, and the Mustangs right there to make the play after a yard. That was a second down and long. Now it's third down and about 9 to go at the 49-yard line. Nice play by the Mustangs. 40-0. John Beltran with Brian Nickell scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, both long ones by David Sadinana.
Fort Morgan with some new guys up on the defensive line. Mario Navarez, Shane Martinez, and Garrett Fritzler in the game.
3rd and 9 for the 49-yard line. Thompson Valley on their own side of the field. Back to throw is Bokert. The slant is going to be caught underneath by Kahn. He breaks a tackle. He's got a first down to the Mustang 39. It's a gain of 12. That's it. That's his 8th reception of the game. 142 yards passing unofficially for Tyson Bogert, but the ground game has been really limited. Under 11 minutes to go in the game. Thompson Valley has 1 timeout remaining. We mentioned that in a 40-0 game because they can only stop it there with a running clock in effect. On 1st and 10 for the Mustang 39. 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. And Bokert, again, back to throw. He pumps, pressure coming up the middle, runs out to his left, uses the sideline, throws on the run. Caught underneath by Kreckemeyer at the 25, and he's down. Wow. Nice play there by Kreckemeyer. It's a gain of 14.
Yeah, nice of him to come back to the ball. That's what you got to do.
That's exactly, you're right, because if he doesn't come back to the ball, the Mustangs have a shot to make a play there. Now it's at the 25. Northridge did this. It went under a running clock, and they scored late.
Right, yep.
Thompson Valley 25 yards away. From the 25 of Fort Morgan, Bogert looking to pass again. Throws it left side, tipped, and incomplete. Kreckemeyer had it on his right hand, but it was broken up there at the very last second. That's Leo Luna with a breakup. 30 passes thrown by Tyson Bogert in the game. 9.5 to go from Ray Patterson Stadium in Loveland. 2nd down and 10 for Thompson Valley at the Fort Morgan 25-yard line. 2 receivers split out to the left side, 1 to the right. Man in motion to the right is Alex Kahn, the leading receiver. 5 yards behind center is the senior quarterback who has the ball go off his hands. It's loose. It's picked up at the 40-yard line. Now loose again, and Fort Morgan's, nope, they couldn't get it. Still loose, and Thompson Valley's got it. Oh, David Keller, a freshman, was right on top of the football and didn't secure it. It's going to be a huge loss back to the 43. And pouncing on the football was Quinn Kish. But now, instead of a 3rd and manageable, after the loss of 17, it's 3rd down and 27.
Yeah, they had their chance a couple, 3 times there to get on him, but just kind of slid right out from under him.
For the 42.5-yard line, 3rd down and 27 to go for Thompson Valley. That ball just continued to roll after Bokert was stripped. Trips to the right. Again, back to throw. Heaves it left sideline for Trey Kreckemeyer. Luna's out there. Tipped incomplete. Oh, they're going to call interference on Leo Luna. He turned around last second. Yeah, they're going to call interference on Luna. It's not an automatic 1st down. It's just a 15-yard penalty. It'll set up a 3rd and 12. Had he turned around a little bit earlier, I mean, that was a bang-bang play,
Yeah.
Brian. That's a bang-bang play. I don't think it's necessarily a questionable call there. There was some legitimacy, quite a bit of legitimacy behind that call. But nonetheless, if they walk this off the way it's intended to, it'll set up a 3rd and 12.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
At the 27.5-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing. Two receivers again, split to the right. They're going to be looking for Kreckemeyer to the left. Leo Luna is defending him. Back to throw, still looking for Kreckemeyer. Rolling out to his right. Now taking off of the football is Bogert. Flag is down at the 20-yard line, and then he's down right there. Levi McCoy was one of the Mustangs in on the hit, but this one's coming back. This should be against Thompson Valley.
It's either a holding or an illegal block in the back. Holding, yep.
Yep, and it was way behind the line of scrimmage. Some beautiful tennis courts I just noticed, Brian. I mean, tennis is one of my favorite sports. Off to the left here. Here at on the Thompson Valley campus. Nonetheless, not that that has anything to do with football, but there's a smaller field off to the right, football field that is.
Track.
And that was so far. Yep, track and field. That's right. It's football and track, similar to Beat Digger Stadium and Legion Field.
Right.
The Eagles moves it back to the 46.
All right, now it's 3rd and 31 at the 46-yard line. And during this entire time, you know what's been happening?
The time has been running.
There you go, my friend.
Lunch is getting closer.
6:08 to go in the game. Bogert is going to pitch it right. A seam to the outside for Kobe Turner. Oh, a nice open field tackle. That might have been Lopez again.
Yeah.
He's had a nice game, Noah Lopez.
Yeah.
Down at the 39, a gain of 7. 3rd carry for Turner. 4th down. And 24 yards to go. They've got to get to the 15. And Fort Morgan can basically just run out the clock. If they stop them here, almost run out the clock. You stop them here, by the time the offense gets on the field, you run 3 plays. That's going to be down to like a minute and a half to go. Just don't commit a penalty here. 4th down and 24 to go for the Mustang 39-yard line. You know they're going to be looking for Kreckemeyer or Alex Kahn. Just got to cover them on this particular play. On 4th down, back to pass is Bogert. Heaves it up the right side. Out there's Kreckemeyer. It's incomplete at the 5. Boy, the ball angled a little bit towards the middle of the field with McCoy out there and Noah Lopez. And Thompson Valley turns it over on downs. 31 passes thrown in the game by Tyson Bogert. Let's see how many he's completed here. 3, 4, 5. 14 of 31 for 155 yards. That'll finish up his day. So Fort Morgan now has it again. They can run at least 3 minutes off of clock without even getting a first down and give it back to Thompson Valley. Their own 39, 4.5 to go. Langford's in the backfield. 3 yards behind center. That's Jackson Langford, and actually the handoff, let's see, that might have been Angel Flores. Is that who it is there?
Straight up the middle
From the 39 to the 44. It's a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 to go. Nice run there by Angel Flores. And Fort Morgan in no hurry to get back up to the line of scrimmage. Under 4 minutes to go from Loveland. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Mustangs. They lead 40-0. It was 26-0 at halftime. Jackson Langford, 4 yards behind center. Waits for the play clock to get to 5. Now it's at 4. Has the snap. Handoff. McCoy right up the left side, close to a first down. He's right at the stick at the 49-yard line. Well, Levi McCoy, remember, he had nearly a 100-yard game against Brush to begin the season. He's one heck of a running back. They used him mainly for junior varsity. Gain of 4, 4.5 almost. 3rd down and about a foot. Now at 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Angel Flores in the backfield. On 3rd down and several inches. Jackson has the snap. Oh, he's going to take it himself off the fake. Run it up the left sideline. And and he's got taken out of bounds for a first down. That's a nice play by Langford off the deception. Taken out of bounds at the 44. Listen to that Mustang bench giving him a little bit of a rouse over there. Gain of 6.
Yeah, that was nice. Had that fake into the middle there, and he just took it on the outside.
Yeah, well, now 3 plays for Fort Morgan. The game's over. They'll just run out the clock, and we will be done here in 3 minutes, in less than 3 minutes. So there's 2:28 remaining in the game. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Yeah, the only thing that would is if Fort Morgan turns it over and Thompson Valley calls a timeout. They're at the Thompson Valley 45. McCoy's the lone setback. McCoy has the football. Stutter steps to the 41. Carries defenders inside the 40 to the 39. Tough run by the sophomore. Give him 7 to the 38.
McCoy up the middle.
That's Levi McCoy. 2 carries for 11 yards. Fort Morgan will improve to 3-0 in North Valley League play, 6-2 overall. Thompson Valley will drop to 1-3 in the league and 3-5 on the season. Fort Morgan has to run 2 more plays, and that will be it. 2nd down and 3 from the 38-yard line. The weather's glorious today. It'll be much rougher the next 3 or 4 days. Under center is Langford at the 38. Hands it off right up the gut. That's a first down. I'm not sure if that's Flores or not. Inside the 35 to the 33.
The middle gain of 5. That's good for a first down.
That was the up man for Fort Morgan. No, that was Daniel Serna for the gain of 5. And
somebody.
Yeah, do we have a stoppage here for an injury? With 1:13 to go. Yeah, one Thompson Valley Eagle coming off the field. Chase Engelhardt laboring a bit. They'll replace him and restart the clock. That means an additional play might have to be run in this game because of the stoppage.
So Timmy Paxton into the game for the Mustangs.
There you go.
Along with Corey Schlegel.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Leo Luna is in victory formation. He's about 12 yards behind center. Langford will probably just take a knee. Yeah, they're in victory formation. And Jackson will take a knee at the 37-yard line. Hopefully that'll do it. Now they're going to start the play clock. Maybe just one more snap. We'll have a quick post game here. But what a day it was for the Mustangs. Briggs Wheatley had all of his yards in the first half. But between him and Sadinana, a big, big day. Final score, Fort Morgan 40, Thompson Valley nothing. 2 minutes on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.